Are blades dead? I think we'll all agree that blades look phenomenal. Everybody loves the look of a nice, shiny, brand new blade. These are the new Wilson staff model irons. But who is actually gaming blades? Less and less tour pros are using them. I hardly see anybody using them when I play out on the golf course. So what are they made for? Who's actually gaming them? Are they giving you the forgiveness, the distance, or are they just a luxury item? Well, I'm going to put them in the bag today, take them to the golf course and play with them. Hopefully we can catch some opinions of some golfers as well, some low handicappers and some higher handicappers, and see what the fascination is with these lovely shiny golf clubs. Okay, so before going on the course, come down to the range, just see how far I'm hitting them. Typically bladed irons are weaker lofted, and these are no exceptions. Weaker lofted because blades aren't really designed for distance, it's more for the flight, the feel, the spin. I've got to launch once down on the floor. First shot with these Wilson blades. That felt real good. Let's hit a few more. The distance wise there, the 7-iron, I like to try and get a 7-iron close to 170 yards carry. That one carried at 165. Okay, let's hit something a bit longer. Before I do that though, I just need to make sure they're nice and clean. It's the only problem with blades, you've got to keep them nice and shiny. So this is where things get a little bit scarier. That's a 4-iron. Incredibly thin. Not a great deal of offset, in fact almost none. And it's that look that scares some golfers off. It's that look behind the ball that the average golfer looks at that and goes, oh, that scares me. But does it mean you get less forgiveness? I'd like to carry a 4-iron about 200 yards. Let's see how far this goes. Oh, yes. That was ripped. And to be fair, distance was bang on, 206 yards. Okay, one more club I just want to test is the Wedge. And for me, the Wedge with the blade is where it really comes into its own, because I love the flexibility. This isn't a powerful wedge, it's got loft. You can, you know, when I dress it down, it looks like a specialist wedge. It's got a lovely shape to it. And I like the fact that it'll typically generate a lot of spin, but I can control it a bit more. So if I wanted to play 100 yard wedge shot, I never feel like it's going to come out too fast. It feels controlled. That was 95 carry. It feels kind of controlled. It doesn't feel too powerful, which is really what I'm looking for in a wedge. Right, last shot, and then we're going to head out on the golf course. I'm looking forward to playing with these. For me, the distances don't go as far as a more traditional set of irons, or certainly not a modern day set of irons, but they feel great, they fly great, and they look different level. Be interesting to get a bit more feedback from some other guys out on the golf course to see what is the fascination with blades and why people are so scared about them. Can I get your opinion on that bladed iron? Do you use blades at the moment?
A combo set, blades and cavities.
Okay.
Shorter irons, blades, and as they go up,
you move into cavities.
Move into a bit of a cavity, a bit more forgiving club.
So this is a all and out blade set.
Okay.
What's your initial thoughts on the looks?
It looks nice, yeah, it looks a good looking club.
The blades scare you? You like a good player, what do you play off?
3.
Okay, so blades don't scare you much?
No.
Is there any reason why you go into more of a cavity, longer in the irons?
Just a little bit more forgiveness.
Do you want to give this a hit for us? Do you mind?
No,
it's a 7-iron, it might not be perfectly in your spec. Initial thoughts. You seem to hit that well.
Yeah, it felt okay. It just feels like the set I've got.
Do you notice much of a difference in blades? Very little, isn't there?
Very little.
Okay, so just about to go out and play. I'm going to get the starter's opinion on these clubs.
I think they look fantastic. I'm not sure I could use them.
What scares you?
just the size of them really. I just don't think I'd get it in the middle enough.
There is definitely a stigma around blades, give you less forgiveness, less distance.
Yeah.
Some evidence in that, but it'd be interesting to try more people to try them.
Yeah.
So I think what you might miss out on is that feel.
Yeah.
Because when you strike them, there's nothing much better. But when you don't strike them,
well,
there's nothing much worse.
Well, you see, I think that's it. I think striking it regular is the hardest bit.
Yeah.
And so even with my clubs, if I hit it well, it feels great.
Yeah.
But if I'm only doing it occasionally with my clubs, once in a blue moon, I suspect with this.
I'm going to go out and play with them. We're good to go.
Yeah, of course, yeah, have a good time.
I'm going to try and hit 3 iron off the first tee.
Right, I'll watch it.
I might make a fool of myself. Thanks so much, appreciate it.
See you.
Okay, this is a club that almost nobody wants to hit off the first tee. 3 iron blade. I think just when you look down at 3 iron blade, there's so little club head behind the ball. The top line is so thin. I've hit a few warm-up shots, I should be ready to go. Little par 4. I would personally prefer the biggest club head I've got in my bag, which would be the driver. I'm going to try and hit a little drawy stinger here with the 3 iron. Not bad on a nice summer's day. Draw a little bit. Tell you what, I've crushed it, but it's just up the right. Got to admit though, the feel is exceptional. I didn't quite get it drawing back, but for a 3 iron off the first tee, I will take that every day. Okay, so this for me is where a blade maybe helps me out a little bit, comes into its own, because I did find fairway bunker off the tee. I'm 170 yards to the middle. Now for me, trying to hit a cavity or something oversized out of this bunker, it's very limiting. I don't know if I could open the face, do what I needed to do. Modern clubs have got better, granted, but a blade, I'm going to hit 7 iron from here, just gives me the confidence that I can open the blade up a little bit, I can pop it up in the air, and hopefully execute it much better. Oh, that's ripped. Might just be a fraction left, that's a shame. Get up there. Oh, that was absolutely ripped. And that's the thing, blades, a little bit open, nailed it. I am pin high with an opportunity for birdie. I'll tell you what, that is one of the best shots I've hit. Now, a sign as well of the benefit of a blade, that was out of the bunker from 170. It's pitched here and rolled out to there. So for spin, considering again it was 170 yards out of a bunker, it stopped really well. Right, let's see if now we can knock this in. Something in these blades. This is a shot I like to have a bladed club for, because this is a little chip and run, and I can grab my 9 iron, which has got enough loft to give me confidence I'm not going to hit this too far. It's not an easy shot, it's got a lot of slope right to left. But with a little delicate bump and run with a 9 iron, it never feels like it's going to come off the face too fast. One of the things I'm interested in testing, blades have this reputation that they are more consistent with distances. Well, let's see if that's the case. I'm 150 yards away from the flag. I'm going to put a ball and a 9 iron down. I'm going to hit that. Then I'm going to hit an 8 iron from 160 yards. Then a 7 iron from 170 yards. Then I'm going to hit a 6 iron from 180 yards. In theory, all 4 balls should land at the same point on the green. What I'm interested to know though, if I misstrike it, how much do I actually lose? Let's find out. I'm going to hit the 9 iron first. Oh, that was the last one that I hit, and it was awful. really low, really bottomed. I'll be so interested where that finished because the first 3 I ripped. Let's go up to the green and find out because that one looked like it did all right. So this is the middle of the green where I was aiming for. Pin is way at the back. I wasn't really going for that. Middle of the green. And the 4 shots have all come up short of that for 2 reasons. One, they don't go quite as far as I'd expect them to, which is granted, and also it's just a little bit into breeze. But for the 4 different distances I hit from, it's amazing to see how well they did on distance control, even that last shot. So this is 9 iron, 8 iron, 7 iron, front of the green. Not much in that, considering they were 10 yards apart. The 6 iron I hit the last shot, which I hit really badly, got up to here. Okay, so we found our starter friend again, and he's got a group of players. I've invited him to hit the blade. What's your first thoughts? Because was it you that mentioned you've not hit a blade before?
Yeah, I've not hit a blade before, only because every time I look at them, they look difficult to hit.
And what handicap are you?
18.
Okay. You're gonna get there. Oh, bunker. Initial thoughts?
It felt really good. It felt really sweet, actually.
I thought your strike was good.
Yeah.
Just a little bit of lack of distance, would you
Yeah,
say? Did you
yeah.
feel like you hit that well enough to get to the green?
I felt like I did, yeah. But
It was a good strike.
a little bit high, maybe.
A little bit high. First ever time hitting a blade?
Yeah.
As scary as you thought?
No, not at all. Not at all.
This came as a shock. And you're going to go 5 as well?
Yep, no, I've never hit one either.
Never hit a blade. Ooh. Wow, what a shot. Oh, a little bit short, it's a shame.
Wow, that felt great, but I don't think even quite caught it in the
Well,
middle.
actually you didn't, because you look at the T mark,
Yeah.
it's actually quite heely.
Yeah, but it felt
Better than expected?
much better, yeah.
What kind of handicap are you off?
I'm 1.
All right.
Yeah.
So even a 1 handicapper, you wouldn't be maybe as confident hitting a blade?
I won't mind hitting it, but
Would you want to give that a hit?
wasn't perfect. No, a bit heely, maybe a bit thin, a bit bottomy, but
Feel wise?
felt real nice off the face. Maybe a bit more forgiving than I first thought they might
I was
be.
going to say, so as a 1 handicapper, what would the one thing that puts you off blades? Would you say it's the forgiveness, or
Probably when you turn up a bit hungover and you see that thin club behind it. But yeah,
in the middle of winter?
in the middle of winter, and you think, oh, I don't want to thin this.
You know what? In fairness, for all mid-handicappers, you know, they hit it well. They all came up shorter than expected, but flight-wise, and the gent at the end then just said about how much higher it went, and that's something I find that modern clubs, strong clubs, struggle with. Yeah, they might get the distance, but they don't get the height, and how can you get the ball to stop on the green? Okay, so I've just been on the course with these blades. Do you think blade clubs are dead?
I think it's moving that way now because you just don't really need a blade anymore. There's that much help in clubs and they look that good behind the ball.
Do you think of the look of that?
I think it looks great, it looks really stylish. But even now, even with a bit of a cavity, they can still create that thin top line and not too much behind the ball when it's sort of at address.
I'm guessing you don't get loads of requests to get blades in.
We don't know. It tends to be clubs like AP2s, AP3s, which is sort of a slight hybrid between the two.
Yeah.
But no, definitely not for bladed clubs.
Okay, so I spent plenty of time on the golf course with these blades in the bag, and I spoke to loads of different types of golfers, good players and high to mid handicappers. The question is, are blades dead? Well, it was interesting because I think a lot of the amateur golfers were surprised at the shots they hit with these clubs. For me, blades have a purpose, even though often it's just for cosmetics, for a status symbol to make sure you look quite cool when you have your set of clubs. Do they have much of a purpose to the average golfer? I would say more than we often think. I think for a high handicapper, mid handicapper, having a bladed lower set of the clubs would help so you don't hit those ridiculous clubs too far. Clubs are getting stronger, yes. We don't always want them to go a million miles. Are blades dead? Well, I'm not sure. I don't believe they are. I'd love to hear your comments down below. Thanks for watching, guys. Stay tuned, lots more to come. I've been Rick Shiels. They are beautiful clubs and they might just stay in the bag because they're bloody gorgeous.